What's up, Bowman?
And we're live.
Right on.
I got to move you over to the actual thing. Huh?
Let's put him on. Let's put him on the show, man.
Are you sure? That face is looking terrifying right now.
Oh yeah, is it good lighting?
Yes.
I will say Cameron with the campfire flashlight ghost story lighting is amazing.
That is true. I'm not gonna lie.
I've seen you do it. You did it on purpose. Not to me. I don't remember who you were trying to scare, but it was somebody.
I think
Probably
it was
one of your
C
girlfriends.
cubed.
Oh
I think it
yeah.
was C cubed.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna mess this up.
The
real quick.
first follower of SRC. Yep.
The only follower of SRC.
Oh, there's one more.
First
Is there?
Yeah. CJ eventually became one, and Josh actually there were 3 total.
That is way too many for what it was.
Are they followers or disciples?
Disciples, technically.
There you go.
Well, Caitlin would be a disciple. I think Joshua and
I think
CJ
they
would
were
be considered
understudies. They weren't
followers.
so much SRC followers as they were trying to develop their own religions and needed a roadmap.
That is also very true.
What I would like to do is start a cult. Cameron, can you tell me how? No. That absolutely gets the Starship Troopers treatment. Would you like to know more? Tell me I'm wrong.
That was.
No,
Oh no, it's totally true. It's especially it's funny because Adele and I were just talking about that
Oh, that's
yesterday because she
so
was
good.
like, Adele was like,
Oh, I thought you
they're out here. They've got this fucking butterfly farm, and it's owned by the Seventh Day Adventist Church, and they're obviously fucking psychos.
Sounds like it.
And
They're obviously fucking Looney Tunes.
yeah. And so they're like next door to it, they've got this orphanage too. So they get these kids like, right out of the village as young, offer to teach them English, and then they turn them into little tiny demons and send them around. And she was like, I wonder what it would, if they can own their own land. And I looked it up, and of course, churches can own their own land in Cambodia. And then I was like, hold on. I could actually maybe fully incorporate the religion SRC in America, and then
Sounds like a
perhaps I could
horrible
use
idea.
that to buy land
Oh, that's
here.
massively out of focus. Could you help me out here, Kevin? Turn that back around and focus it, and then put it back. All right, wait, hold on. We're gonna wait. I don't know what's going on in Cambodia. How's the weather? I feel like we got your rain, man.
Sucks.
I want to give it back.
Rain sucks.
I would want to give it back too.
Heat
It was raining
sucks.
pretty fucking heavy last night.
We had hail today. It was kind of fun.
Did it rain today?
Yeah.
It did at Camp Ridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Where's-
Cambodia is interesting at the moment with the Thailand thing. The face-off is still going down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
And
it's kind of funny what people freak out about. It's like,
when they're not freaking
main-
out about Donald J. Trump.
oh, yeah. It's been
Yeah.
a big, beautiful week. Yes, it has. Absolutely.
Not yet. Now he's in trouble in the House. They changed the bill too much. Now the House is throwing a massive tantrum. Here's the real problem. It's not that they changed the bill. That's the excuse. The real problem is that they got the bill back and they've done a bunch of polling because now it's had time to be polled, and they realize that they're all going to lose their jobs in the midterms. Every single one of them.
Didn't Musk say he was gonna like bankroll like anybody
He's
who voted for
not
the bill like,
going to
get rid of him?
have to. Listen, if they pass this bill and it hurts red states as much as it looks like it will, believe it or not, there's going to come a time when the Republican Party is tired of Donald Trump. And by party, I mean the people that actually vote Republican. Which, two things, really bad for the midterms, although if it happens in the midterms, really good for the next presidential, because they're going to be up in arms. They're going to be trying to elect a proper Republican, whatever that means. And he has a chance. If Donald Trump just breaks everything, or like limps along kind of breaking things, there's a fair chance that in the next presidential, the Democrats win. Which, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, pluses and
Gavin
minuses for
Newsom?
both. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Americans vote based on hair, dude. That's what they do. That's as far as we think anymore.
Anson Mount
Or like-
for president.
Oh man, pike hair for the
Oh,
man.
man.
Dude.
All right, you guys ready? Wait, hold on. You guys ready for my rant today?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? So I have been in the alcohol business for a very long time. Most of my life after the age of 21.
Yes.
So there's a podcast I listen to called VinePair. They also do a newsletter, good articles, good research. Like they do a bunch of like sister podcasts like Cocktail College, which is cool. They explore drinks. But here's the thing. And if you're in the business, you knew this going in. And fine, I don't care, right? Every time before and after the podcast, they're like, this podcast is brought to you by Tanqueray. When I'm looking for a classic gin, I look for Tanqueray. And what you realize when it's like Tanqueray and Don Julio, Kettle, and Mr. Black is that it's all Diageo, who, for the record, is about to be sued for allegedly making tequila that's actually rum because they're not using agave, they're using sugar. All right, fine. I'm okay with all of these things. Everyone sells out a little bit, right? Then they do a podcast this last week, and they're like, you know what we and every bartender is really tired of? Influencers promoting alcohol. They're promoting alcohol that's trash. These are brands, when they were somms in their restaurants, they wouldn't even promote. Like, but you're promoting a company that's about to be sued for being lying shitbags. What the actual fuck? Like, get it together. Like, can we at least, if you've sold out, let's not call other people call them out for also selling out, right?
Yeah. Kettle, pot, kettle.
I'm listening to this in complete disbelief. I'm like, you just announced this podcast was sponsored by Kettle One, a great vodka. Like, what the fuck? First of all, there's no such thing as great vodka. As Fred Minnick would say, vodka sucks.
Right.
But even if, like, Kettle's a passable vodka, cool. But you are clearly bought and paid for, at least mostly, by Diageo.
Yeah. And you've clearly been doing it for a long time.
They should say, this podcast is sponsored by Diageo because we're whores for money.
And very good at it.
Listen,
Because
just,
they pay the bills.
it's so fucking annoying.
there's a chance we'll get there one day. Horse for money.
I've been there.
You're still
Cameron, that's the last I want to hear about that today.
Thailand's an interesting place.
there. On that
Listen,
note, we're gonna
what
hit
we
mute.
need is a for money private chat. It can be Cameron, Josephus, and Christian. They can lead the chat. It'll be more successful than the podcast itself.
It's just for money, though.
Has to be for money. Patreon, baby.
Just a
Yeah.
debaucherous chat of just horror.
I was just
Horror.
so annoyed. Like, how can you be such like
Like,
sell out, fine, but then act like you didn't sell out and call out other people for selling out.
yeah, how dare you?
They're like, these influencers don't know anything about this product. Like, why is it that every one of your best new bartenders in the country probably comes from a bar with a Diageo marketing contract? Why are they all pouring Diageo products, strangely enough? I don't know. What could it be, Casey?
Clearly.
In a different note, one that people actually care about, apparently F1, the movie, is exactly as good as we hoped it would be. And Jurassic World Rebirth is straight hot garbage.
I can confirm the F1 movie is what we all
Did
want
you
to
see
be.
it?
I went and saw it last night.
And tell us about it.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
It's in theaters here right now.
It is.
I might go see it this weekend.
So fucking good. A little long.
Yeah, 2 hours and 36 minutes
Two
or
and a
something.
half hours. It's a little lengthy.
Could you sit through that lane?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one you can. Kind of.
So it's
Hey,
not like
I
the
sat
newest Mission Impossible.
I sat through Schindler's List at least once.
Fair.
So is everyone else. You kind of have to.
Yeah, right?
It's
But I
kind
mean,
of
it's,
a
obligatory.
thing.
that movie's like 8 hours and 40 minutes long.
8 hours and 52 minutes. It's, you gotta be honest.
I mean,
Did you guys watch the-
it's not the whatever the Benjamin Button movie
Garbage
like,
was?
oh God.
Or Meet Joe Black. Meet
30
Joe Black was one that was completely unnecessary.
Yeah, but Benjamin Button was like 36 hours long. It was like a cricket match.
Oh, dude, that movie's so
cricket.
bad. No, F1 is
cricket.
fantastic.
Yeah.
From the beginning, when it starts,
Josephus is Irishman.
you are just
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
on the fucking ride. You really are.
Yeah.
Like it starts in Daytona, Le Mans.
Curiosity first.
Like-
Did you see it in D-Box?
Fuck yes,
I
did.
figured you
It's
did.
was the only way I was gonna go.
Of course. You got to
Like,
feel
you-
like you're in the car.
And you know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
totally worth it. But I had to go see it because today was the last day to see it in D-Box.
Oh,
before
yeah.
Jurassic World takes over. And
That's
I was
gonna
like,
be that's a mistake.
that's-
They should put F1 back in
Yeah,
D-Box.
that was really sad. So I had to go see it in D-Box, and oh my god, dude!
Where is that at?
In Carson, down at the Fandango.
Oh, Fandango really up in the game.
Yeah. Or you got to go to Sparks, right?
Sparks is for IMAX. I honestly,
They don't have D-Box and Sparks?
no, they
Okay.
don't.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I don't know why they just don't.
I want them to do it like that. Those old rides at some of those amusement parks where you go in and the screen's on the wall and you watch it and it moves around, does the
Hey.
air and the.
They have those. Apparently, you could have gone and seen Twisters in 4D,
Oh,
and
fun.
it was just rain and wind the whole time.
He's just uncomfortable, irritated.
Dude, I really enjoy Twister. It's campy,
Yeah.
but it's fun, right? I tried to watch Twisters. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I might have made it 5 minutes.
We watched the whole thing.
we watched the whole thing.
I'm
but
sorry.
I've actually seen it twice, if I'm being honest.
Why would you do that?
It's like I think Tremors 2 is better than that. So is Troll 2. I think probably the one coming out.
But Twisters is just Twister is a classic gem.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Like that's
I like Twister
yeah. You know they built 35 houses
just to destroy
on a
them.
plot of farm that they paid 10 grand a house for and then just destroyed them.
I believe it.
Although in the city of Wakita,
Yeah.
they rebuilt all those houses and they kept the fire truck from the movie.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So you could visit the set, is what you're saying.
So legitimately, if you go to Wakita, you can actually drive through the town they built for Twister.
For some reason, the only thing that I can get out of this conversation is you and Lane playing Twister.
That's gross.
Weird.
Wow.
Hey, they didn't need to build a town for Tremors. It turns out it's a real town. It's still there.
Yes. Good old.
There's even a museum.
Good old Perfection, Nevada. They should change the name.
It's not really Perfection, Nevada.
I know, but they should change the name to Perfection, Nevada.
No, but it would be, well, you'd have to be Perfection, California.
No, that's true.
I think, listen, I think Lone Pine would do better as Perfection.
What
Probably.
happened there?
What?
What happened there?
What?
What?
do we do?
I don't know.
What?
I think it died.
Oh, the camera?
I'm not
Why
sure.
did
I
it
don't know. I
die?
can see you.
I don't know.
No, different camera.
Different camera. Strange. Strange. Sharknado's a good movie. Sharknado 200 is not a good movie.
It's always about Crackoon, dude. Crackoon.
It's
The greatest movie ever made.
is that like that's got to be public domain somewhere. There's got to be a place I can watch Crackoon.
I think they have it on YouTube, dude. Yeah.
It's right there with
Crackoon,
Cocaine
man.
Bear. You can watch the whole trilogy of cocained out animals.
Yeah, I would love to know that Crackoon is a real story, though. If Crackoon was even kind of a real story or real story adjacent, that would make me a very happy man.
Here's the thing: is that Cocaine Bear, like the true story of Cocaine Bear, is probably more accurate to the real story of cocaine than the movie is. Because the movie is what everyone hopes cocaine is going to it's going to be like, right?
Yeah.
It's like Bear gets into mountains of cocaine, has the party of its life, attacks people, has its way with everything, does whatever it wants. Fine, right? Real story of Cocaine Bear. Gets into a mountain of cocaine, ODs and dies.
Yeah, but that's just not Hollywood enough. It's got to be more punk rock than that.
Like, dude, what do you think would happen if we went through 4 8-balls tonight? Turns out, I can tell you.
The sad story of the Cocaine Bear.
Is that Chris Farley technically? Was he the story of the cocaine bear?
Oh my god, dude. I can't. I just can't.
Wow.
That's evil.
That's messed up.
Too soon.
Did
even.
you see
It's always too soon.
your boy got a double lung transplant?
Yeah, apparently it was successful.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Ben. Man, I hope it takes. I'm still wondering, like, how does that happen to somebody that's an elite level? Like, I mean, that guy's been fit for his whole life. How do you end up in that situation? It's really confusing.
I mean, it can, dude. It can happen. Life is a funny business.
I mean, if anybody should need a double lung transplant, it's this guy right here, man.
No, dude. You're gonna be 103. You're gonna be Mr. Burns. Everything's trying to kill you at once. No one can get through the door.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
So I'm healthy. No. You're the opposite of healthy. Literally everything is trying to kill you right now, but nothing can get to the head of the line.
Yeah.
So a clean bill of health.
Yeah, pretty much. I've survived pretty crazy stuff at this point.
Just the beatings alone. The random flashlight to the face. Like, I get that text, and I'm like, wait, what? What did you do? Literally nothing. Well, first, I find that hard to believe. Turns out factually accurate.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah. Oh, it's true. That definitely, it's funny, dude. It was really funny to me because I thought it was a joke the whole time, right up until the flashlight caught me right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like right in the nose. Luckily, my nose saved my mouth, you know?
you were like, oh, shit. We're doing it for real.
Yep. I just remember walking down, couldn't see anything, just being like, had my phone in my hand, and they're like, "You calling the cops, pussy?" And I was like, "I'm calling a fucking girl. Leave me alone."
Nope.
I don't know why I said that. It was true, but I don't know why I decided to let them know, as if I needed to keep them apprised as to what was going on in my life. Like, why am I answering the people that jumped me? You gonna call the cops? I'm like, why are they even talking to me?
Like, no.
Well, it was funny when I found out later on that one of the guys had their arm broken, so I don't know what happened in that altercation because I don't remember any of it at all.
You're like,
I remember
it's long gone.
I remember my knuckles hurting a lot, and like my shoulder hurting a lot, and the back of my head hurting a lot, and of course my face falling off. That was fun.
There should be a
It's always
universal.
entertaining.
Listen, when you get jumped, unless it's like, when it's not going to like the final position, we'll say. There should be a universal white flag, like you dial your phone, and when they answer, before they have time to say, "Are you calling the cops?" in the phone, you just go, "Medic, medic."
I need a corpsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that night, funny enough, even though I guess, I don't know if I should say that, but realistically, I'm going to anyway, is that I literally was a piñata. Those fucking Mexicans lit me up like the 4th of July with They're beating the hell out of me like candy was going to come out of me, bro.
And there were 17 of them.
47 of them.
47, that's right. It's going
That
up.
was 47, that's right, yeah. No, mine was a legit one tiny little guy, one 16-year-old, and one big-ass moose. And that was it. That's all it took to take down the Bowman. Yeah. Well, at least not take me down, but definitely wake me up and get me walking away. Dude, that was a funny night. But yeah, it's true. The beatings alone.
It's the scene from Rebels where Ahsoka gets, like, she's fighting Vader and she gets pulled through, like, the time deal. And you just see Vader with half a mask, like, walking off. Like, doesn't really know what happened. Kind of lost, but didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I imagine in this scene in the night after Bowman gets with a flashlight.
That's fair.
That's a fair scene to compare me to. Oh, by the way, Josephus says Cinco de Mayo more than 4th of July. Lane, elaborate on Cinco de Mayo. Wasn't that created by a liquor company?
No, it's a sort of real thing. It's not Mexican Independence Day.
Yeah.
No, it's a different. It's a. I used to know this. I think it commemorates a specific battle victory or something. Like, I don't remember exactly what it is. It's not independent. Their Independence Day is in October, I believe.
Yes.
It's a real thing. It's not a Hallmark holiday. I mean, it is in that, like, the way that it's celebrated in America, but it is a real holiday in Mexico, as my understanding.
Interesting. I want to find out.
It's a real holiday in Ireland, turns out. Don't know why.
Just why not?
Yeah.
Different reasons.
Because alcohol.
Yeah.
It's like that. What is that face for? What is a Family Guy where they're like Ireland? They show Ireland before they discover beer, and it's like flying cars and everything. They accidentally invent beer.
Yeah.
And they're just like they all just like start beating the shit out of each other.
So it was to celebrate Mexico's victory against the French. It looks like
Oh, do we have a
the
thing?
French
Puebla?
Empire. Yeah, Pablo
Okay.
Puebla.
Yeah. So it like
Well, but it was actually made mainstream by Corona and Budweiser and Coors.
Of course.
They were like, wait, nobody celebrates this holiday. We should celebrate this for them.
yeah. Wait, there's another day that we could promote drinking.
Isn't that every day?
Yeah, I mean, really, you could use any holiday.
I just got good news, by the way, guys.
It's Flag Day. Guess what? Have a bud. It's
Hey,
on us.
it's Juneteenth.
What's
Have-
your good news, Bowman?
It's Arbor Day.
So I went through the stock, and we definitely like that gin is like flying off the shelves, and we're one of the only people that carries it. And then they came to me and they were like, "Hey, so what do you think of this?" And they showed me they're going to be doing a rum. So those rum guys that still are playing fucking footsie with me, and I'm like, just give me a tasting, just send me a bottle so I can see if I want to carry it in my bar or not. And they're like, oh, we don't really do that. And I'm like, well, then I'm not going to carry your fucking product. It's pretty simple. But he's like, yeah, as soon as it's done, do you think you want to do a tasting? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's also going to be doing a vodka. So I think we're going to end up being able to get like a pretty good deal out of these guys to serve exclusively their alcohol once they finally get a tequila as well.
Okay.
So, because then I can make them pay me per month to have an exclusive.
Oh wow, that is
So-
massively against the law in the States.
Yeah, it is not here.
Perfect time to do it then.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty common. Actually, it's extremely commonplace here. Like we can't carry any other pale ale because I signed a contract with, or not pale ale, but any other IPA because I signed a contract with Stonehead to sell exclusively their IPA as long as they provide me with a brand new fridge, which is beautiful, and I don't, it saved me $500, and also it's the best. Luckily for me, it's the best IPA out here. So, but you see around, most people sign. It's funny because almost everybody signs with Angkor, which is the shittiest, most garbage piss water beer. I would fucking drink gallons of Bud Light over this shit. Like I would drink Miller High Life or fucking 1800 anything, dude, over this stuff. Like it's so bad. It's the worst beer ever. And everybody here gets they open their bar. First person that's going to show up knocking before you even file for your business is going to be somebody from Angkor, a rep. Oh yeah, we'll give you a free tap. We're going to give you guys two refrigerators, and they don't really tell them the whole deal. Then they get them to sign on the dotted line, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you also can't carry any other kind of beer aside from our beer. Oh, well, what other beers do you have? Oh, we just have the one. So then what they have to do to get around it is they have to hide them in the big red ice chests, and then so they have like two separate menus, and they have to, if an Angkor person comes in and catches them, then they get in trouble. It's fucking ridiculous. But luckily, because I grew up around the industry, I read this thing called read contracts.
Kevin, you okay over there, buddy?
No.
Sorry, Kevin's dying.
Yeah,
Kevin drank
yeah,
one of the whiskeys,
yeah.
and it's not working for him.
Hilarious.
What's going on? Tell me more.
Are you not entertained?
I haven't showed him anything.
Yeah. What
Did
whiskey?
the camera die on
What
Kevin
number was that?
conveniently?
He's just like drinking, and I watched him go, oh God, oh God, I'm gonna puke. Oh God.
It was number 2. I'm not a fan. There's a note in there that is not sitting right.
Number 2.
Look at your face, dude. Oh my God.
It was much worse than
so
that.
good.
Hey, take a drink. On
What
camera.
is it?
You take a drink on camera first. Let's see what you do.
I already drank number 2.
I know you did. I saw your face too.
I mean, it's not
Okay,
good.
let's-
It's not great, but it's not
Let's
bad.
take a look here. We got to see this for the people. I didn't get to see that.
It's not terrible.
It might
Let's
be
see
the
the real
cigar. Then.
reaction.
Wait, what cigar are you smoking? Same one as me?
Dark Star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seemed like a dark star kind of day.
So
Dark- I
is
got
this a mystery whiskey or is this the?
Yes.
Oh.
Number 2 is the mystery whiskey.
There's a flavor in there, and it's just not hitting my palate right. And
Lane's
hey,
face,
Old
dude.
Town Bourbon, how you doing?
What's up, Old Town Bourbon?
All right, we should go over this real fast.
It's
whiskey number 1.
Old Pirate Bourbon, first of all.
What did I say?
You said
All right.
Old Town.
Sorry, I'm
Whiskey number 1.
struggling.
Is?
Four Roses Small Batch Select. It's the 105 proof. 104
Oh, is that
proof.
what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bourbon number 3 is Elijah Craig C923. It was that really old, not really old. It was as old as like everything in the late teens and early 2000 or 20s. But it's like 13 years, 11 months or something. It was a barrel proof that had a bunch of age on it. Because there everything's like 10 months, 11 or 10 years, 11 years.
Okay.
And the middle
Is Kevin's kryptonite?
is a mystery.
Tonight.
Kevin's like, I would not pay for this
just
bottle.
Follow it with the Elijah Craig. Wash it
$10.
down.
$10 to get it away from me. They'll pay you to take
I
it.
mean, I think it's young.
So is it high proof or what's the situation?
It doesn't
there? Does it just taste like a mother's butt or something, or what's the deal, like Kevin?
There's just a sour note that I'm not liking, and it's becoming like almost like if you stick your tongue to a 9-volt battery. There's a slight taste of that in there for me. And it's just a really sour note mixed with it, and I don't like it.
Wow.
He was dying over there.
Yeah, keep trying it to see if it gets better. It does not for me.
It's
Ugh.
decently high proof, fairly viscous.
You think it's
I'd say it's probably about a 110.
Okay,
It's a
you
little.
think so?
It's a little young. I don't know. It's a little. I mean,
Oh, dude.
I have
Look,
like
though, I
3
got-
other bourbons.
Yeah, I'd say
Look what I
110,
found.
110 proof. That's right.
I don't have it on camera. There you go.
Lane, guys, check it out. Look what I found for my
You found some
my bar.
buckets.
look at that.
Yeah, but some real
It's
ones.
the-
They're
it's
actually
the-
they've
Bubble in the bottom bucket glass. It's a classic.
yeah
me
they've
see-
got
let's-
that little.
Let me see the rim. Is
Little-
it a bubble rim or is it a proper rim?
Yeah, scoot it over. You're still facing it off
Josephus,
camera.
you shut up. It's a bubble rim. I have
Yep.
questions.
I have questions.
All right. Yeah, well, I mean it's the best I could get. So
Listen. It's trying. It's trying.
yeah, for out here, you're not going to see stuff like that. So but I saw that there was a woman giving like just selling shit for nothing. So I was like, and Adele actually scoped it. She was like, "Do you want these?" I'm like, yeah.
Is it a
I
Libby
could
glass?
definitely,
It looks like a Libby glass.
probably. I mean, I also got all kinds of crystal glasses and stuff. Some not really nice wine glasses over here.
I serve,
Yeah,
wine,
yeah,
I
a
serve
little bit
wine
of-
in plastic at my bar.
Oh yeah, on the beach.
Yeah.
So
According to Sideways, that's proper.
I mean, the most expensive bottle he drank in that movie was out of a Solo cup.
Yeah, that's fine. They can do it in Hollywood. We can do it here. It's allowed.
still one of the best movies out there. I remember it was kind of cool playing that in San Luis Obispo for sure. Like, that was
Josephus, I'm not
that was
going to
a big
answer
moment.
that.
I think it's implied as to as number 2 there.
It's a mix of both. It was a plug.
It was a plug. Ooh, yeah. So there is a Cambodian cigar company. I found it here.
Yeah? Are they
Yeah, it is.
growing tobacco in Cambodia?
Yes, they are. It is.
You see how much
It
pride he had when he
is-
said that?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited so I can really piss off the Australian.
Oh, because you're going to smoke
she-
cigars on the podcast with us?
God, I hope so.
Yeah, she's not going to be very happy about that.
In the guest house.
No, not inside.
In
No,
the
I'm not
main
gonna get
house.
into
Come on,
No.
be a rebel. If you're gonna
So
commit all
it's-
the way.
It's called Power Tobacco Ltd. So, they
Did
have
you find a
large-
place to buy
they-
them?
Yeah, it's in Sahunakville, so it's I can get them sent up here.
This is like
And they
Hickville.
have a Padrino. Padrino, introduced in 2018, targeting Spanish and other international markets, crafted using Caribbean tobaccos. And then Grand Lead, launched in 2022, blends Dominican long filler with Indonesian Basuki binder and Ecuador Honduran wrappers. Sold in Cambodia,
I mean,
Asian countries, China, with wider Asia-Africa plans.
that is not tobacco grown in Cambodia. That is proper tobacco.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the real shit, apparently.
Do they have a tobacco leaf coming out of Cambodia or no?
I'm sure they do, because everywhere out here you'll find they smoke these rolled up leaves. They're some kind of tobacco. I've smoked them. They're good. I mean,
those aren't tobacco leaves, Cameron.
well, there's those too. But yeah, so no, they like a lot of the villagers. There's tobacco plants out here that are just wild. So
Okay.
but I imagine that they've probably. I don't know if tobacco.
Now's your
here.
chance. Go hang it upside down in a barn. Make your own.
All right.
Yeah, why not? You know. Well, I can tell you one thing. Somebody needs to get on the actual whiskey game out here, man. Because the best I can get here is Maker's Mark, which is a crying
Sadness.
shame. I mean, don't get me wrong. Maker's Mark has its place, but it's.
Can you get Jack Bonded?
Nope.
Can you?
Nope.
Crown Royal.
Crown. No. Crown. I was looking at the whiskeys yesterday.
Everyone likes Canadians. That's crazy.
They have black velvet. They've got black velvet. So
That look, you're just staring him down.
What?
You waiting for him to break. You're just like, his head will explode if I stare long enough.
I heard Black Velvet. I had a reaction. I couldn't help it.
it's the greatest export ever. But yeah, to Cambodia. Nobody ever buys it. It's like you walk down. What's funny is you can just walk down the aisles in any of these places, and you just see these piles of dust on the top of these different bottles, and you're like, God, how long has that been there? You know?
we call those Dusties.
Yeah.
They should be selling for
a
cheap
little
now.
dust on the bottle. No, they just leave them there forever.
No, fair.
There is a
that's
really
fine.
like a high pitched note in the Elijah Craig that gets me a little bit. Everything else about that bottle is amazing.
I haven't tried that.
There's
Elijah Craig again.
It's almost like a sour candy note. A little like a high pitched, almost a bitter note, like sour candy.
Okay. I get that.
Yeah.
Kind of like what are those Sour Patch Kids?
What
I
is
get
number
that note.
2?
Death.
AS numero dos.
Death.
Death. I wonder what old pirate bourbon. What's your bourbon of choice, if you're still in there?
I'm curious, actually.
Right?
Yeah, I want to know. Pirates and bourbon, they go well together.
Josephus says, "Crown loyal?" ?
Clown.
Clown loyal? Look, my reading ain't that great. I didn't graduate all too well. I got one of them adult diplomas.
Do you think number 2 is a weeder?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably why the note is throwing me off,
I think there's some kind of wheat blend in there.
With the cigars not mixing.
Yeah.
What's
Like-
in there that's weeded? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
That's a good question.
We got a lot.
I'm not married to the weeder idea. I don't think it's bad whiskey. I think it's whiskey that we had without cigars that we liked.
Like what? Like one of the old elks or something?
No, because I don't really care for Old Elk.
Oh, okay.
It could be Old Elk.
Maybe.
Could be that Bardstown Origin series.
Oh, that was good without cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be way off base.
We're gonna be surprised.
Watch, it's
probably.
my smoke eye that
Yeah.
I love. It's like, God damn
Son
it.
of a bitch.
So I was driving through Reno. I already told Lane this. I was driving through Reno. It started raining. And I saw this one car cut off another one. And then I proceeded to watch another car cut the same car off. And they started swerving back and forth, trying to cut each other off. Windows started going down. And they started throwing trash at each other. There was cans flying out. There was air fresheners. And then, lo and behold, a third vehicle pops up into this party because he gets cut off. And then he starts rolling his window down. and throwing cans out. And they weren't just like Red Bull cans, soda cans. No, they were beer cans. And there was a red Solo cup that flew out. I'm just watching this. I'm like, please, not in front of me. No, 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 no. I'm backing up.
Are
I'm
we
like, no, 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 no.
sure they didn't know each other?
They were all pissed off because they were like swerving at each other. And the last guy, when they turned off on their exit, one guy turned off, the other guy followed him. This last one's driving and he realizes they turn off and he slams a hard right and turns off and swerves and fishtails in. I'm like, oh God, thank God you're off the road where I'm at.
Wow.
I don't want to deal with this today. And it was raining the whole time and it was coming down good. Like my windshield wipers were high and I still had a hard time seeing.
The angry drivers have definitely shown up to Tahoe.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's that time of year. I've seen some kooky shit.
I believe it.
Just driving through town to go to work every day. Because I didn't drive in California for years.
Yeah,
And now I have to drive through town every day to go to work. And I forget just how bad some of these people are at driving.
Oh, dude.
See, and like if they have California license plates, like you said, you know what they're gonna do. You already know what they're doing because you've been in California. You watch them drive.
Well, see,
you acclimate to it.
Here's my contention: California drivers used to be incredible, and not that they were great drivers, but they were predictable. Because if you go back 10 years, if the question was, "What is this driver going to do?" the answer was simple: the most aggressive thing possible in this situation.
Cut off 4 lanes and say, "Good luck, everybody else."
Whatever that is, that's what they were going to do.
Yes.
I to this day from driving in California drag my turn signal. So I never actually click it. I drag it up as I start to turn the wheel because if you give people notice on the freeway, they're just going to cut you off.
Yeah, they're gonna speed up and try and not let you get in.
Like, I've never been able to ditch that habit. Like, I still, as I start to turn the wheel, I drag the turn signal.
No, I do that now too.
It's a survival thing.
But this is different. Now it's like they're driving 15, and then you, for whatever reason, you go to get around them, and then they speed up to 70.
Yeah.
Like, what degree of entitlement do you have that you think it's your right to both go slow, to slow everybody down, and fast to never be passed?
I mean,
They stop using turn signals too.
the road construction zones are not any better on the Nevada side.
Yeah, that construction in Reno, it's been in the same spot for 3 years over by my aunt's house going towards.
Well, no. I can
Lemon.
do you better than that in Reno. They've been working on the 580 interchange for 18 years. Almost as long as that freeway's been open.
Yeah, I don't like driving up in Reno, so I don't look at it. And like the only time I go to Reno is to go to her house, and like every time I go down that way for the last 3 years, it's been the same.
Like, you could not be in Reno for 3 years, come back, go through that interchange, still under construction.
Still under construction.
They used to do that. They were doing that road work in front of the GSR off of, I think it's Moana, that turn off there.
No, it's not Moana.
Mills.
Maybe Mills.
Yeah, so they used to have that. They finally got out of there. They're not. They don't have the construction there anymore. It went further down.
Yeah, more resources were required.
Yes.
That one's on pause.
And like driving through, the roads were starting to flood. It was raining that bad, and watching these guys was just terrifying.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I didn't want to be part of it, and I was literally 10 feet behind him at that point in time. I'm trying to slow down more.
I mean, I'd be watching this like a race. Somebody spin. Somebody spins.
Cut him off.
And here he goes around the corner. He's taking up. He's got first place. Here we go. One more go.
Yeah. He's going wide. Oh, the Tundra's not braking. This is going to go bad for everybody.
It was a Toyota, a Nissan, and a Chevy Tahoe.
Okay.
Was the
Nice.
third one that popped up in this series.
Nice.
No, there was the time the J Monster was with her ex, who I adore dearly. They got themselves, the J Monster got them into a high-speed chase situation in Minnesota in the winter on the freeways. And they were going in an Audi and a Cadillac Escalade at over 120 miles an hour as the Escalade was about to explode its engine. And somehow, neither of them got pulled over, caught, and nothing happened.
Can I just say,
Pretty amazing.
When you talk about the J Monster and her Audis that never work,
Their Audis, they stopped working and they're expensive to work on.
I had a coworker. She had a brand new. It was like 6-month-old Land Rover, one of the new discoveries. Brand new, beautiful. Not the model I would buy, not the make not the brand I would buy either. If I'm being honest.
Fair.
And one day she's late to work, and everyone's like, "What happened?" She's like, and she goes, "I don't have a car." What do you mean you don't have a car? She goes, "It broke." And everyone else is like, "It's brand new," and I was like, "The Land Rover?" And she goes, "Yeah," and I it was all I could do not to say something.
Surprise, surprise.
That car's just
Yeah.
going home.
Dude, yeah. I mean, did I tell you the story about when the J Monster flipped the Audi on
No.
Kings up off on North Benjamin? Yeah. So I'm
I feel like, hold
working.
on. Can I, well, before you get into this, I immediately feel, so I had another coworker who got into a car wreck on Kingsbury Grade and also got a DUI. And she was like, there was a deer that came through the road, and when I missed it, I drove off the road, and then they insisted on breathalyzing me, and I got a DUI. Anyway, didn't think much of it. Fast forward about 6 months, she goes to court. She comes back with these ridiculous restrictions. And she's telling me about this. I'm like, "This is your first DUI." And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Wait, what was your blood alcohol?" And she goes, 0.36. I go, "How?
That's pretty good.
How did you get into the car? You don't know if that was a deer that ran it. Like, you could have been hallucinating. That could have been a woman with a stroller.
That was
Like,
definitely a stroller.
0.36. This is what I immediately think of when you say J-Bo flipped a car on North Benjamin, Cameron, and I apologize.
No, it's okay. So this is literally so I want you to imagine this from my perspective. I'm working at the theater. I get a phone call, and it's whispers. And I'm like, "Hello," and it's like, "Hey, I need you to help me." And I'm like,
Wrong number. Sorry.
"Okay." So what the hell? What's going on? She's like, "Oh, I gotta go." So the J Monster hangs up. So then the next thing, my phone rings again, and it's my mom. And my mom's like, "Oh my God, you don't know what's going on. You need to get to Kingsbury right now." I'm like, "What is happening?" And she's like, "I don't know. J Monster rolled her Audi with her friend in the back and her other friend, and then she's hiding in the woods right now." And I'm like, "What?" It's like, I'm like, "Where is she at?" She's like, "I don't know, but somewhere on North Benjamin." And I'm like, "So somewhere on North Benjamin, J Monster has managed to flip an Audi, and what's the status of her two friends?" "She doesn't know. She just got out and ran." Okay.
I mean, that's kind of a
Call
consistent
call
theme.
her.
That's
and tell
kind of
her.
a felony.
Yeah.
I'm like, call her and tell her to get deeper into the woods until she hears my Land Rover, my Discovery. Actually, at that time I had the Jeep. It was until, I had the Jeep, and I was like, "Until you hear me honk," and I'll honk like this, bap, 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 and that way you know it's me, and it's safe to come out, and just stay there. Don't move. Don't do anything. If you see lights, whatever, just stay away. If you see lights, I'll drive by, and I'll go up by this other road, because I'm pretty sure I know where you are. So I drive up there. I get there before the cops. The Audi's laying in the middle of the fucking road, upside down, upside down on the roof. All the doors are open for the passenger, the front, the driver door, and one of the passenger doors. And there's nobody in the car. I just drove by slowly, and then I was like, okay. So I pull around onto another road. I do the honk. About 5 minutes later, I see this creature come climbing out of the woods. Gets into the Jeep, and I turn around and I drive, and the police have now arrived, and I drive up, and she's like, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't know if they're alive. I don't know what's happening." I hit my head, and I'm like, "Okay, what you're going to do right now is you're going to shut up. That's what you're going to do."
You're going to shut the fuck up.
And she's like, okay. I'm like, "Okay, I'm going to drive you. I'm going to go to the house, because the police are going to go to the house. All right? I'm going to go We're going to park. We're going to go up the road. Like, I'm going to hike up into the mountain with you. I'm going to put you on a rock. And you are going to stay on that rock until I come to get you. Do you understand? And she's like, okay, but what's going to happen to you?
I immediately hear Morgan Freeman's voiceover. She did not understand.
She did not understand.
So I go inside, patiently wait for the police to come, which they do. And they knock on the door, and I make sure that I'm like, huh? I come over. I like started some fake dinner on the stove. I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, is there one J Monster here? We'll just use that name. And I'm like, I haven't heard from her. What's going on? Is she all right? And they're like, well, we found her car. It's registered to this address that's in her name. It's on North Benjamin. It's flipped upside down, and there's nobody in it. There is some blood, so there's some concern. And I'm like, oh no, that's absolutely horrible. What do I do? What can I do? And they're like, well, just if you don't mind, stay put here, because she's probably going to come here if anything's wrong. Try calling her. And so I try calling her, and she answers.
Wait.
You were on speaker, were you?
No. Luckily, I'm not on speaker, but he knew that she answered.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because she's like, okay, I'm coming back, and I'm like trying to figure out how to say into the phone without alerting the police, don't come here right now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out what clever way I can communicate. And I'm like, I don't know. It looks like she's not answering. You might want to come back. So she hears that. And I, meanwhile, can see over the cop's shoulder, and I can see Jennifer like a deer in headlights, bro. The J Monster's just like, and I'm like, I can't make a face. I can't do anything. So I'm just like, yeah. And I'm trying to like motion her off by like doing this towards my down towards my leg. I'm like, I'm gonna just kiss. And they're like, you okay, sir? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just a little bit nervous, holding on to my arm and like shaking it, like, get the fuck out of here. So she turns around, she like hides. Then they turn around and they start shining the flashlights up into the woods. And they're like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, I don't know. I thought there was like, there's been a problem. We had a bunch of raccoons and we had a bear break in here once. So I'm just paying attention. And they're like, really? So they go and they decide to go look in the woods. I'm like, great, here we go.
Yeah.
So
She's caught and you're an accessory.
We're all going to jail.
oh, this is my favorite moment of the whole story. The problem was that she had her fucking ringer on. So when she was standing behind, one of the other cops heard the phone ring.
Yeah.
When I called, and so they know that she's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I just text her, and I'm like, run into the forest as far as you can, now. And so she does. They search. They come back, and they're like, "We know that you called her, sir." And I'm like, well, you told me
You were
to call her."
standing right there.
Yeah. And they're like, "Well,
That's some
obviously
outstanding cop work.
Yeah, they were like, "Obviously, you knew that she was there." And I was like, "I'm sorry, officer. I don't understand." Well, we heard her phone ring, and I'm like, "So she's okay?" And they knew I was just bullshitting, but they didn't have anything on me. So they finally leave, dude. And then I call her. She doesn't answer now because she's out of service range. So now there's a free roaming J-Bo out there somewhere that is scared as hell and I don't know where the hell she is. So now my mom's blowing me up. My mom's like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "She's fine." And I'm like, "Where is Randy?" And she's like, "He called me. I guess he got thrown out of the window. He was laying down in the back asleep, drunk." And I was like, "He got thrown out of the window?" And she's like, "He doesn't know. He just woke up in the forest and his head hurts." And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, he hitchhiked from Kingsbury back to his house. And he's okay now, but he was very drunk." And I'm like, "What in the how is this even possible?" So somehow everybody got away without being hurt because they were all so drunk. So finally, eventually, the J-Bo wanders back. Never got a thank you for that in my entire life. She probably would have blown a .37.
Yeah. I would imagine.
And
First of all,
never a thank you.
to
nothing.
be clear, I badmouth Audis a lot, but flipping an Audi, not the easiest thing to do in a car.
Yeah, they're pretty solid
She's
when it
done
comes to
it
that.
3 times. She's done it 3 times.
She should probably stop driving.
Separate issue.
Yeah.
No,
Factually accurate.
I think she should be a test driver for Audi because if she can flip it, they might need her to help.
Do you want to know the irony of that situation? The one car she was unable to A, flip, B, wreck, or C, total in any way was a Jeep Liberty.
Seriously?
The most top-heavy car ever created on the market.
They just
She
die
was
on their
never
own,
able to
so you're
flip.
fine.
It's like the Suzuki Samurai 2.0.
Exactly.
Except for their engines don't blow as easy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, dude, I've got nothing.
I mean, it was pretty funny, dude. Like
To be
it was
clear,
just-
though, she did not, in fact, understand.
I don't know if I want to ask you, Josephus.
That's true.
Yeah, just let it go.
It's a bad idea.
Let it go. If you're in the comments, enjoy the comedic stylings of Josephus.
Man behind the curtain.
You don't see anything.
What are you guys smoking tonight?
The Dark Star.
Dark Star's good.
Shady
Yeah.
Moose.
I like that cigar a lot.
Oh yeah, you just finished your Dark Star.
Shady Moose.
Are you guys didn't smoke the Fat Boy?
No, I was gonna do it as a review. That's why there's 3. You're
Oh.
smoking it too.
I'm not gonna be here.
He's gonna
Not
dip.
this one. We'll
No.
save it. Don't
We'll
worry.
wait- we'll wait
We
for
got
You're
you.
not saving it in my box.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
waiting
Well,
for
no,
you.
it's next to your box. I won't save it in your box. That'd be rude.
Josephus, you shut up.
Yeah. He's gonna be all over that one.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
already on it.
definitely.
This is real. Listen, all this show is setting up Josephus in the comments. That's really all we do.
And Christian sometimes.
Yeah, and Christian sometimes.
Yeah, if he's around.
And
yeah.
if James shows up every great once in a while,
True. Very true.
the brother's always
Oh
hiding.
God.
You know,
Could you imagine if J Monster ended up in the chat? Oh no, that
Please
would be
no.
hilarious.
Don't tell her.
tell her in the chat. I'm all for her being
Oh
in
yeah,
the chat.
and then we'll tell all the stories while she's in the chat.
That's not how that happened.
She'll incriminate herself so quick, dude.
I know.
Yeah, no, that would be a problem for her. I care less about that. 100% she needs to be in the chat.
Ratings will go through the roof.
Anything you say can and will be used against you. Court of law.
This is recorded. We know your email.
All suspects are guilty. Period. Otherwise, they wouldn't be suspects.
I mean, dude, I'm amazed they didn't have their house on North Benjamin on a list.
It probably
They
is.
probably do.
Yeah.
It's probably
they
on
did.
many
I
lists.
mean, she lived there. Cameron lived
How many
there.
agencies are in this little paradise?
Somehow
we live in?
Mark lived there.
Somehow I kept my nose impeccably clean in Lake Tahoe. I don't know how.
Well,
And
that's
I think
a
it was
bold
because
face lie, but that's all right.
no. The only thing I ever got in trouble for in Tahoe ever was I rolled a stop sign and I got the lowest level DUI you can get in 2003.
I never broke the law in South Lake Tahoe. I had to go to San Luis Obispo to be a criminal.
Well, you don't commit crimes at your home. We all learned that from the heist.
I like
and
Like-
abroad.
like working up here was nice because you get to know all of them being in the job that
Yeah.
I was in, surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they pull you over for something, they're like, "Oh, it's you. You're going home." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fucking tired. Can I go?" They're like, "Yeah, your taillight's out. Get that fixed." I'm like, "All right."
I will. So on the way to work, there is CHP and sheriffs almost every day,
Yes.
yeah.
Makes
just because
sense.
of the nature of the drive.
Yeah.
And I have to wonder, like I've met a couple of them because they come in for food. But I have to wonder, there's probably 40 cars that they see almost every day.
Oh, yeah. They're just like, yep, we know them.
Yeah.
Yep, we
for
know them.
sure. Yeah, we could pull that one over
I
again.
couldn't
That one's
even
blowing
run
hot.
from them because they would know where I was going.
Fair.
You just invite him back to the restaurant. Hey, it's on me, guys.
Yeah.
I like when I get pulled over by the sheriffs. It's always, oh, you're the cigar guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you pulling me over for?
I'm surprised you just don't permanently carry like a 30 count in your car.
I mean, I should. Just
Hey, you guys need something? Can I take care of you?
I did for when I got stuck that one time when I got stranded.
Yeah.
Legit, when they came out and got me, I was like, "Do you guys want cigars?" They're like, "Nah, it's too cold, but thank you."
Yeah, we're not gonna sit outside the
I
car
was like,
this time.
"No, it's cool, fam. Turn off the
We're
body cams."
on body cam. That's kind of a
yeah,
bribe.
no, that's cool.
That's not a bribe. I'm
you
not
can
in
sit
trouble.
in here and smoke. We'll be good.
sit in my car. It's cool.
Anyway, what else do you guys want to talk about tonight? I mean, there's stuff going on in the world.
Is there stuff going on?
There's a lot going on in the world. I've
We're
heard a
running
lot.
out of milk in Cambodia, and it's funny because we're not running out of milk at all. We have Cambodian milk, which is way better than any of the other milk, but everybody's used to the milk from Thailand, and the border is still shut. So everybody's like, "Oh my God, what do I do without my morning coffee? It's horrible. These terrible Thai people." I'm like, "God, you have no idea."
Be an adult and drink it black.
How did Cambodians just become South Park characters?
No, that's Thais, and or not Thais. That's foreigners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's foreigners. The Cambodians don't give a shit. They're just like, whatever. We have farms.
Yeah, just
Like,
use
they don't
that.
care. They're like, famine? What? Like, we don't.
You could
we
just
wouldn't
drink
know
it
anything
black
about
and
that.
call it good. That's all I do.
Would the foreigners
Yeah, me too.
on a Cambodian episode of South Park also be Canadian
Yes.
with the flippy heads?
all,
The
all,
I think they should
Flabberheads.
all be Canadian. Everyone should be Canadian. Hey, buddy. What happened to all the Thai milk?
Hey guys,
Why
what you
can't the
doing?
Cambodians just open the border?
Hey, don't worry though, because we're about to inherit that 51st state. So
That is true.
Knock it off. That's so ridiculous.
They got a petition going. Come on, you don't
But-
want to.
So what is actually happening now with like the Musk versus Trump thing? I've been so out of touch. What's going on over there as far as politics?
I mean, I think Donald Trump finally pissed someone off that he can't do anything about. Like because Donald Trump is not what I would call loyal, unless you show him loyalty. Loyalty is a transactional relationship for Donald Trump, yeah.
Okay.
And everyone else, when they decide to go against him, his loyalty turns and he smokes them. And for the most part, they're someone already in the MAGA circle, and they just get excommunicated, and then they're in this void, right? But Elon Musk lives in a different place.
He's in his own circle.
Like, no less kooky, but kooky in a different way, and kooky in a way that he can fund literally forever.
So he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
I
true.
mean, dude, tell me Tesla didn't feel like a cult
I mean,
up
It
until
still does.
he backed Trump.
I don't know. It still kind of feels cultish.
But it's changing.
Well, yeah,
A little bit.
some of the people no longer want to drink the Kool-Aid and get the cool shoes.
Or the fancy necklace.
It's funny because people that I know that like 5 years ago dreamed of owning a Tesla now we're like, I would never own a Tesla. Like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I'm quite certain that wasn't the case.
I never saw them as appealing because I like the sound of the engine. I like the feel of the engine actually running.
Listen, I never saw them as practical because of where I live.
Yes.
It's cold.
cold.
Our power supply not exactly continuous.
Neither is
Little
California.
questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, little questionable. That's
I mean, I know neighborhoods that have lost power for 3 and 4 days.
My neighborhood was one of them.
Yeah.
I do think that if you're going to buy a Tesla, you also need to then buy a diesel generator and just keep that in the truck.
Josephus.
You know,
That's nasty.
Just kidding. I still drink milk. But from what source, Josephus? This is my question.
Great grandma.
you know,
You're sick.
you
He's
know,
sick
that,
too.
That documentary ruined milk for me so much.
Which one?
The corporations
Oh
documentary.
yeah.
Oh.
You ever seen that one?
Yeah.
No, but I've actually been at a dairy.
That would also do it. But the corporation documentary from like 2004, like talked about the 90s milk crisis.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to ever drink milk ever again.
It's just
Ever.
I prefer the milk straight from the cow. Like I've had it quite a few times
This is
growing up,
honestly,
and it's
this
nice.
is what my dad would say.
Yeah, it's true though. Like getting it straight from the cow, you have the top as you let it sit. all that cream comes to the top, and you scoop it off, and you can use that for a ton of different things. A lot of people use it for coffee creamer.
This is the most geeky conversation we've ever had.
You got damn right.
Don't worry about that. This is low-cal milk.
But like,
I still do put a little bit of heavy cream in my coffee every morning.
That's okay. Heavy cream's fine.
I just drink it black and call it good.
I just think there's too much chemicals in milk.
It soothes the soul.
There's too much chemicals, dude. You're not escaping chemicals in this country.
You're literally drinking Monsters and Red Bulls.
Different chemicals. I'm not lied to with those chemicals. I know what's in there. I know it's battery acid. It's fine.
So
I know what.
I'm glad they
is.
ran you off, Josephus. I'm glad.
Lane, you remember I was telling you about the event, how there was some guy that said that somehow we had taken his credit card and stolen $700 from him?
Yes, I do remember this.
Well, so turns out he kicked the wrong hornet's nest in me. And Adele, the Monstralian, is quite the little sleuth. And so we find this guy, and we found out. So he filed a chargeback for the $14 for the 2 tickets that he bought, and a fraud case against us. And we went through we had a professional photographer, and we looked through our account, like through the bar, to see if we had any charges from that card or from any other cards that matched the same name. Because when he bought the tickets, he bought them through some app, so we weren't able to see anything. But it was just called. His name was, I'm not going to mention it on here, but it was something middle name, and there was no last name. Well, we matched it up with 3 different transactions at the bar, so we can prove that he was here. We can prove that he bought the tickets, and he was, redeemed them for coming to the concert. And in our professional photographer's photos, he's in there a bunch. So now he's trying to fight with us. So we go through, and we find out this guy is wanted in England for a number of fraud cases. He was arrested in Vietnam for stealing an iPhone and went to jail for 6 months. The Vietnamese deduced from talking with the Cambodians that he's under investigation in Cambodia, and he's hiding from them. So now we found him, and we're turning him over to the police. So he's going to get a knock on his door that he is not going to like. And he's going to have to face charges here and in the UK and all kinds of stuff, all because he decided to try to defraud us for $700.
That seems like a risk-reward miscalculation.
For sure.
I think what he was hoping was that because we're a newer business that we would, just give him the money to shut him up, to have him stop being online. But he doesn't understand Cambodian law, that there's a massive defamation law. So if I loan you $500 and then you never give it back to me, if I go and I put your picture online and I say anything about it, that's still considered defamation, even if you owe me the money and we have a contract. So I'm still guilty. It's 2 years in prison.
Wow,
It's pretty harsh over there.
that's a serious law.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to get defamation in this country.
I would say that's probably true. But yeah, interestingly enough, so we got this guy in quite the pickle. Yeah, it's nice to feel, because it was quite the piss off.
That's probably really good for you. And to get him away from,
I would
buying
really
tickets
like
again.
it if we could find a way to shrink Cameron's screen down to just the screen, if I'm being honest.
I haven't got a chance to look at it, to be honest.
Okay.
I'll
What do you
admit
mean,
that.
just a screen?
You remember?
Oh, it's
So,
like we can see the computer bits around your screen when he goes to you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I gotta fiddle with it.
Still working out the new controller 7 weeks later.
Yeah, I gotta find time, and the thing is, time is hard to find usually when you're doing a bunch of things, especially when you gotta
Yeah.
go fishing too. So you choose that over everything else.
Kevin's gotta go
When
fish.
you gotta go, at least he finally admits when he gotta go fishing. I was gonna be like, what are you really doing over there?
I'm doing a lot of things, but fishing has been on the top lately, and I've been enjoying it. I've caught me a couple of largemouth bass. Mind you, it's a little upsetting because all the ones that I've caught have been no bigger than my hand. And they were cute little things, but at the same time, I'm like, I want a good fight. I want a nice, tank 5-10 pounder. Right between there would be nice. But I haven't gotten that. Not yet. I even stopped at the Tahoe Keys because I heard they had them. I kept catching those Sacramento suckers, and I'm like, I'm so pissed off about that. They're so stupid.
So
But
you were lied to about the fish that were in there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. I used all kinds of lures.
Could have seen that coming.
Yeah.
So is F1 going to be the highest grossing movie of the summer?
All right, let me tell you. It's fantastic.
What?
There are some caveats.
Okay.
It opens very strongly.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hope that Cadillac is portrayed exactly how Brad Pitt drives. Because legitimately, he drives how I've always wanted people to drive.
In F1.
Yes. Like, he just shows up and he's just a fucking dick. It's hilarious. Like, absolutely hilarious. Like, at one point, he purposely just crashes to, like, damage his front wing to cause a yellow flag and a safety car. And then he comes in, gets a new wing, new tires, and he goes, all right, just be ready when I come back. And they're like, what's he talking about? And he goes out, like 5 laps later, does the same shit. It's good. It feels very, like, odd, though.
Why?
Because there's no real bad guy. Like think about in Driven, right?
Yeah.
Like there's, you've got Stallone's character and the kid that he's teaching.
Yeah.
And they have their own struggles. But then they also have like the other guys from the other teams who are actors who are their kind of adversaries. In this one, you can tell that they were just kind of guests at F1.
Yeah.
And that there's no proper other team dynamic to like compare against the two. Like I almost wish Ferrari or somebody had been like, hey, for the purposes of this, like we'll insert our own actor drivers that you could have a dynamic with, like someone who gives like a different perspective. Because you just kind of get like, oh, okay, they're there, and all the other drivers are these faceless, like always got their helmets down. They don't have any speaking roles. You're just kind of there in the moment.
Okay.
And it's interesting because like Crofty and Martin Brundle are the voice, so they kind of explain things to people who don't understand F1 as they go.
Yeah.
Like the commentary is very much like, oh, you clearly don't know the rules. Let me explain what's happening in fake commentary so you understand what's going on. And it's got like the middle is a little long.
I did hear
it drolls a little bit.
that the final act transition was a little slow.
It is just, and I think that's because there's no enemy dynamic. Like
They couldn't get Verstappen to play the bad guy.
No, honestly, no, and I was disappointed by that. Lewis helped produce it.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, the Mercedes guys, they built the car. Like they did the most technical assistance for Hollywood.
Yeah.
I feel like at any one time you could have just been like, we're also going to use the Mercedes team.
Yeah.
Like, let's build 2 extra cars for the Mercedes drivers to like properly have a villain explanation. Because like I think the dynamic of all the other F1 guys looking at the 11th team would have made more sense. Because you would have been like, those guys don't know shit about this. Like, what the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah.
That part was missing clearly because you kind of need a villain for this. Like you need like the sort of bad guy, I think. And it's just like in the middle, you're just kind of going about like it's quick, like cuts to races, and then like like they're getting better miraculously because they use this side pod modification, which looks like a bunch of wavy lines. Like at no point, if you understand aerodynamics, would you be like, that would help you with absolutely nothing. That is the stupidest fucking modification I've ever seen in my life.
If anything, it caused more drag, right?
It would 100%. But the whole principle was like, Brad Pitt's like, oh, I need to be able to attack in dirty air. And my whole thing, I'm like, motherfucker, you think if you could attack in dirty air, every other team would have been like, so can we. Like, clearly this team is not funded as enough as the other ones are. So you're just like, at no point, if you put that on the car, it's a side pod. It's clearly in view. every other team in 2 races would have had the exact same modification. You're like, what are we doing here? What are we even like practicing?
Well,
here?
maybe not Haas.
No, not Haas. I do appreciate that Gunther Steiner was in it.
Yeah.
He has the best fucking, because it's during the race when Pitt's like purposely breaking the rules, and like you just see him lean over and look over, and then he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they all look back at him, and they're like, it's pretty funny. It's entertaining as shit though.
Okay.
Like being in the cockpit, the camera angles they have are fantastic.
Yeah, but I mean, what's it going up against? It's going up Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four.
If Fantastic
How do they keep
Four is
making
good,
Fantastic Fours, man? It's never worked one time with any cast.
And
yet
it's
they keep
not
doing
going
it.
to work this time, Cameron.
No,
I don't know.
it's not.
It looks awful.
It's gonna be terrible.
It only
Yeah.
works as a cartoon. Or
Jurassic World, terrible, just god awful.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Like your only comparative, I think, was Mission Impossible.
Yeah, which turned out to be kind of a flop.
Kind of, it's kind of like, it's kind of meh.
Yeah.
So
Dude, it was
I
like
think
I
this is
watched
the
that
sleeper.
movie and I was like, the whole buildup is all for this one stunt, and then it's like that stunt was kind of lame.
Did you watch Mission Impossible?
The new one, yeah, the Dead Reckoning or whatever, it was just way too long for no fucking reason
Now,
at
did
all.
you watch Final Reckoning or Dead Reckoning?
Oh God, I don't know. Is there a new one? There's another one?
Well, there's one that just came out this year in theaters.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah,
How
you,
was that
you
one?
saw Dead Reckoning. if you
Yeah.
thought the build up
Yeah.
for Dead Reckoning was bad, oof, Final Reckoning
Oh,
is 3 hours
It's even
of
worse?
waiting for a subpar stunt.
did you watch it already?
well, I mean,
Yeah.
I really didn't like the thing about Dead Reckoning that was just such a bother is it was basically the same thing for 65% of the movie. She steals it from him somehow, and you're supposed to be surprised by it. He steals it back from her. You're supposed to be surprised by it. It's just like it's 65% of the movie is just the two of them stealing shit back and forth from each other, and then you're supposed to care about this other girl, and you're supposed to like as if it's just there's no chemistry between the actors in it. There's just nothing. It's just the only one that's good is the villain. He's all right, but still, even there, it's lame. And like I don't know. It just falls flat. It's so boring. And then it's like, okay, here comes the stunt that everybody talked about, and it's like, oh, so he parachutes. Okay, that's real scary.
Yeah,
There's like
and that's
there's
not
like
fair.
19-year-old kids that literally 19-year-old kids that climb towers in Dubai illegally and do this, and we're supposed to be amazed by Tom Cruise doing it.
Yeah, because the best parachute stunt is Fallout. Legitimately, the proper Halo jump that he did 127 times to get the footage for, like that was way more impressive, I think, than this one was. Like this one.
Did he really have to jump that 127 times?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still the most impressive to me is when he was strapped himself to the side of the plane and whatever one that one was. That shit was crazy.
Oh, that's 5, where he's holding on to the outside of that Russian plane.
As it's getting ready to lift off from the water.
Yeah, by the way, he did that one 6 times.
That's rough.
Yeah. The first time was to understand how it felt, and then realize that he's like, oh, okay, my feet are gonna I gotta like stand differently and hold this bitch.
This could be a
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, the other thing with it too, like, I mean, if you really think about impressive stunts, one of the most impressive ones out of the Mission Impossible series, in my opinion, is Mission Impossible 2, the free climbing thing, where he jumps through, where he literally is doing badass free climbing, and they've got nets underneath him. That was pretty impressive, you know.
Yeah, except for there is a stunt double in that one.
Yeah, is there?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The when he does where he's holding backwards, that
Oh,
scene.
yeah.
So that's him on a different rock. The guy who did that for real though was like one of the best free climbers they had.
Yeah, it turns out free climbing is a really hard skill to pick up, just randomly.
Well, and you have to remember too, in the early Mission Impossibles, they still had a stunt coordinator that looked at Tom Cruise and was like, "No, that's not going to happen." And then when he bought enough money, he was like,
Isn't that also the scene like where Alex Honnold reviews climbing scenes where he looks at it and he goes, I don't know why you would ever do that.
"Yeah,
There's
100%."
no reason to ever be in this position.
It's the stupidest hole ever. It's clearly just for Hollywood because it's like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on here? It's like, why would you? He was already in a perfectly good spot to just keep going up.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, now he has to flip over just so you could get the panoramic like into the face shot while he's hanging off the ledge. You're like, come on, what's going on here? But yeah, remember he eventually got to a point where he's like, no, you just find a stunt coordinator you like that finally just says, yeah, just go ahead. I don't care.
Just whatever you want. No, I mean, like living around here and knowing the number of climbers that I do, like that's a really challenging skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that requires a lot of practice. You have to build up the strength in your hands and your arms.
Yeah, and I mean,
when you're talking about free climbing, you're talking about the mental aspect of like, hi, I am like very high up and will die.
There's
Yeah,
no
if
rope.
This goes wrong.
if you're Alex Honnold, I'm 3,000 feet in the air.
Isn't he the one that didn't go with a chalk bag and had to borrow one?
Yeah,
one of his climbs, yeah.
Like halfway up, it's like, hey man, I need.
I'll leave it for you at the top.
Just
Have you seen that? Have you
Yeah.
ever seen anything about Alex Honnold, Cameron?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have. He's not the one that died, though, is he? Or is that
No,
the same
he's
one?
the one that free
He's the
climbed
one that-
El Cap.
He free soloed.
Free
El Cap.
soloed. My bad. Free soloed.
Yeah, so I played this. I played the movie Free Solo, if I remember, back in the day.
No, it wasn't out yet. You were long gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I definitely know about Free Solo, but yeah, I mean that guy's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, free soloing El Cap. Like, honestly, that's going to get a lot of people in trouble because there are going to be people that try it. And it's like, I have no words for that. It's such a ridiculous feat to free solo El Cap.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to do that.
it's just not a thing I need to prove that I can do. I'm good. I'm good on the ground.
Wasn't there a guy that did a swing, like set up a swing and all that?
Yeah, he
on
died
there?
as a Tahoe guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Dan Osmond.
The swing up here or the one that they
No,
did?
that swing was in Yosemite,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe. It was a 1,500-foot rope swing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
I'm good
What?
off that.
he managed to do it. Then they went up there later, and the
Yeah,
rope
his
was
purpose
worn.
was to take it down. And he's like, I'm going to do it one more time. And that was it.
Yeah, and that rope was already worn out because it's been sitting in the sun and the
The-
elements.
The best part about that, if you see like the behind the scenes footage, like the guys, not like you don't see that one, but like the ones that he did successfully, and he jumps off with a camera, which today you're like, whatever. But then you see you realize that this is like 20 years ago, and he jumps off with like a 9-pound camcorder
Oh yeah,
in his hand.
like shoulder mounted? Like,
Yeah.
like VHS tape recorder?
Yeah, no.
Why not? Let's go.
It just looks so campy when you look back at it. Yeah, no, he was part of. Like, there's a lot of free solo guys that have died doing. The problem with free solo guys is they usually grow into some other sport, wingsuiting, gigantic rope swings.
Yeah, they're chasing adrenaline and they run out of things to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
They get kind of comfortable and think they're kind of invincible on some of them, and then
Someone
just-
told me at
yeah.
some point that every wingsuit pioneer, every single one, from like up until about 5 years ago, has died.
More than likely, there was that guy who was threading the needle and didn't thread the needle.
Yeah, there's that rock formation. It's like a circle. It's like a hoop.
Yeah, that's the one I'm
In
talking
Europe?
about.
So someone somewhere found one of the park rangers. It's in like their version of a national park. And he was like, yeah, we have to clean people off of that like once a week.
Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, I can tell you, you'll never catch me doing that because I don't like heights, and I'm not gonna pretend to free fall.
You don't want a wingsuit?
Nah.
Come on.
Mind you, I think about going skydiving every once in a while, and I'm trying to get my wife to do it,
That's
but she
like
says no.
More aggressive skydiving.
Exactly. You jump, you have this weird
When
suit.
when is Drop Zone 2 coming out? When do we get?
Drop Zone. It's like Top Gun with parachuters. It's like fucking
But
biggest ripoff
much
ever.
worse.
No, I think it's more Die Hard with parachuters.
I think that's
Do
fair.
you think so?
Because there's a heist element to it, so it's more.
Oh
Die
yeah.
Hard.
They're practicing for the next heist.
It's-
That's what that
it's-
is.
It's just B-rated Die Hard. That's
Well,
all.
it's kind of Point Break.
Yeah, okay. It's if Point Break and Die Hard had a baby, it would be Drop Zone.
I mean, one super questionable baby.
Did any of you? Wouldn't that just basically be the remake of Point Break? I didn't watch it. I couldn't bring myself to rewatch.
I didn't
To
watch
watch
it
Drop
either.
Zone?
Remake.
The remake
No,
of
the-
Point
Oh,
Break
it's not good.
is fucking terrible.
It's really bad.
Oh my god, that is a.
It just looked like
shit.
millennial garbage.
It 100% is.
Yeah, I chose not to watch that.
Oh, it's so bad.
So
Like-
you saw it?
I watched it.
In the end,
Oh,
they free solo a waterfall,
Yep.
like a waterfall climb. So what you don't realize, what most people don't realize about free soloing, unless they've seen the movie, is that the guys at free solo spend months scouting their route with ropes, literally up there with like toothbrushes, cleaning off holes to make sure everything is perfect. They're meticulous, and these guys are like, from the bottom, they're like, I see a route, and they just go.
This isn't downhill dirt bike. Like, what do you?
I
what do
see
you
a
do?
route in a waterfall. I can see a route in a waterfall, and then they just go. Okay,
It's on the
that's,
side of the waterfall, but it's like supposed to be this most
Which-
dangerous climb ever.
There are real climbs like that. There's a couple in Yosemite. In fact, Alex Honnold warmed up on one of them for free solo.
Warmed up.
Dude, he's a kook. He's also the most talented climber, or like in the top 3 of the generation.
No, you're not wrong, but it's like, oh god, it's just so silly. I'm going.
I mean, his whole team for free solo was world class climbers. Even the cameramen were world class climbers.
yeah.
Imagine the cameraman's carrying all that equipment too. That's some heavy ass equipment. Unless he
Yeah.
was using a GoPro.
No, this was like paid for by National Geographic.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
that's
they
expensive.
had proper camera equipment.
That's
covered.
heavy as shit too.
They actually took some of it down because they thought it was making him nervous.
Fair.
I mean, one wrong.
Yeah,
move,
imagine.
you know.
Well, I think they were gonna track him with a drone, and then they gave up on that.
That's probably smart.
So all they had were the fixed cameras on the route, plus the guy shooting from the valley with the ridiculous telephoto lens.
Yeah. That camera was huge.
Yeah.
He was like, I got
Well-
that little dot right there.
Well, you know what was weird for me, Lane, was like, so I got hired last weekend to do concert videography, sorry. And I'm like gearing up, getting my 7D, you know, the old 7D that I bought, getting it ready, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm excited to bust it out, get it going, and then I like look up on ChatGPT some new, like, to see if I need new drivers or anything to update new drivers and and it's like, well, why don't you, do you have an iPhone? It's basically like, do you have an iPhone 15? And I'm like, yes. it's like, well, why don't you just download the Blackmagic app and then you can shoot in 4K native? And I'm like, what? And so I go and I take the iPhone. I take the fucking iPhone. I go on. I download. So for just in the interest of clarity, for those people who aren't old men fucking videographers like myself, if a Blackmagic camera didn't exist when I bought my Canon 7D, for one, the only 4K camera you could get was the Red, and the Red was like $20,000.
Yeah.
And then the Blackmagic came out, which is like 10, and I think that came out in like 2012.
I think
or something like that.
the Red was actually the second 4K camera you could get, because I think the
Well, it was
first
the
one was
first
that
one that was
Sony
like-
one that was 350K.
Yeah, no, there was the Panavision and all that, but as far as like consumer pro market,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Red was probably the first one. But and so we were all drooling when the Red came out, and we were shooting photography and everything.
And now you can shoot it
and
on
so-
an iPhone.
So I'm like, I pull out the iPhone and I'm like, nah, there's no way. and so I like turn it on, download the app, and then I'm like, you mother, what?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, how much is an iPhone 15? And they're like, oh, it's like $1,200 that's on the used market. And I'm like, $1,200? Like, the Canon 7D was like $2,500 just for just with the first lens. And then I'm like, these motherfuckers are out here. How in the hell are they putting out such garbage films when you literally have 4K fucking shit you can do on your iPhone that I would have killed to have that for photography.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm walking around with a fucking Sony EX1 on my shoulder. You
Listen.
know, it's like this big, like fucking.
You can buy a Sony A7S III. It's 12 megapixels, but the pixels, like the sensor, it's a full frame sensor, and the pixels are huge. So it's in low light, you'd never know the difference.
Okay.
For $2,200.
Okay.
You pick up a prime lens for that thing for, call it $500. $2,700. You can shoot digital footage that blows everything from like 2015 and before away.
Wow.
And I'm like, not just everything you can buy as a consumer. I mean, everything.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was a trip for me. So I'm there and I'm like, I was setting it up and I'm just like, I'm like putting it on a tripod and putting it up and I'm like, I don't know, man. These guys are probably gonna be expecting something much more fat. And they're like, oh, you got the iPhone 15. And I'm like, yeah. They're like, cool. That should look really good. And I'm like, I was expecting to get laughed out of the place.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, what the, like, I can't believe this, you know, like, and here I am, I like literally, I bought new batteries and new SD cards, you know, for the Canon 7D for like, you know, $300 for everything, and I'm like,
Didn't need any of that shit.
yeah, like this is ridiculous, you know, like that thing is fucking ancient now, but yeah, I mean, it's just funny. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like if you can do that right now at this moment. Like, it's so insane. And then like, with the integration of AI into everything, which is so annoying. It's like every other ad is like AI this, AI that. It's like the biggest buzzword ever, and it's like it's all really not that impressive yet, with the exception of a few things.
Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
does some things very well, and some
Oh
things.
yeah,
I do
Not
like the
so.
poster for Naked Gun, whatever the number is on it, and it's fucking dude. I can't think of his
Liam
name.
Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Holding his pistol, and it says, "This image was not generated with AI," and he's got like 9 fingers wrapped around the gun. He's got like a random extra index finger like over the top of the slide.
yeah. It
that
really
movie's gonna be
cannot
so
figure
good.
out fingers, which is funny because the reason the Simpsons only have the 3 fingers is because they could never figure out fingers either.
Yeah.
I don't know why
Hands
fingers
are hard.
so hard to figure out.
Hands in general are hard to draw if you don't get the basic shapes right, and then you have to actually pay attention to like lighting and all that, because otherwise it makes it look funny. So
All right, real quick. So first whiskey. Sorry, I'm stepping in. First whiskey. Is about $80.
Okay.
Third whiskey is 75-ish, 70 to 75.
Okay.
okay,
Obviously, you guys don't like. I'm done with the second one. You guys didn't care for it. I think
pay-
it's good.
fine.
I imagine it's $60 to
powered through that.
$70.
I would pay you to take it. Just saying.
Negative.
At least with that cigar, with the dark
I know
Star,
you don't like the flavor profile. I think it's pretty good juice.
it's
I
pretty
think
good
it's
juice.
decent proof. Probably a little young. Probably like 6 years. Decent viscosity. I don't know.
All right, without me looking at it.
Okay.
So
I think it's a Kevin bottle.
I don't think it is, because it doesn't feel like it,
Okay.
because it doesn't have my tabs.
All right.
It's probably, yep. So it's 100 proof.
Okay. So
It's a
bottom
knob.
bomb. Oh, it's knob. The alternative was going to be Jim Beam.
It's a Knob Creek 18 year.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
surprising.
a $200 bottle.
Yes, and I would pay you to take it
Oh.
when smoking a cigar.
You know what?
Oh,
Without cigars, the 18 is really good.
It is
yeah,
what I said. I
is.
imagine it's a
Yeah,
really
so-
good whiskey.
Yeah.
Although I did
Mind you-
get a youth note on it. Maybe this is just the Jim Beam profile.
Mind you, we've had this with cigars before, so maybe it's dependent on the cigar. But I mean, we're each smoking. Well, you had the same cigar as me.
Yeah.
Lane is smoking an awesome cigar. And what is it? A 1964 Exclusivo?
No, it's a 1926 Exclusivo #1 Maduro.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
see,
of
like,
course it is. Of
But
course
of
it is.
course, yes, yes.
Are you going to twirl your mustache when you say that?
Yes,
Yeah, if I had a
yes.
mustache to twirl, I would. It's a fantastic cigar.
That it is.
I did. What is that 1935 in there? The Monty. Is that a Cameroon?
No.
What is that?
That's Nicaragua.
Is it all Nicaraguan?
Yeah.
Because that's what I smoked first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Nicaragua.
Okay.
How's that holding up comparatively?
What's that?
The one you smoked first compared to this one. I know that one blows it out of the water.
It's not a
It's
comparison.
not
But
even-
like, was it a good prep cigar before?
It's a
that?
good cigar. Yeah. It's good, medium plus. Like, got my palate ready. But this is one of my favorite cigars.
Of course, mine's a 1964. Yours is a 1926.
I do like that Elijah Craig with the cigar a lot.
The Elijah Craig's pretty good.
Yeah, I finished that one off. What was the first one again?
4 Roses.
Four Roses. Okay,
Small batch select.
wasn't too bad. Pretty good. So is Knob Creek 18-year a weeder?
No.
No.
No, it's Jim Beam's profile.
What do you think caused the issue then?
Jim Beam's
Jim
profile.
Okay.
Jim Beam's profile
What are you doing out
almost
there?
always presents young to me.
Okay. Most of their stuff
Do-
just
do-
presents like
are you talking about me?
Yeah, you. It's so fucking loud. I'm getting all this fucking static noise from you. It just sounds like air through a fucking corridor.
It's his mouth breathing.
Oh, that's strange. Is that better now?
Yeah.
I guess I bumped it. That's my fault. Sorry about that.
Sitting here just trying to listen to him, listen to the
All right.
air sound.
Cambodian Darth Vader.
So
Sorry.
can we talk about the big beautiful bill for a minute?
What?
Just a minute.
Yes, please. Tell me. Tell
So
me
here's
more.
what it
I
feels
can't
like.
wait.
This is what, not just this, but like America as a whole and this bill. I'm going to make a racing analogy.
Okay.
Because I still believe, regardless of all the bad mouthing this country gets,
Mm-hmm.
the United States is sitting in pole position.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like, we're number 1?
Yes.
100%.
Like, we have the fastest qualifying time for this particular race.
Yes.
The big, beautiful bill feels like us desperately trying to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Oh, you used your favorite saying.
It really does. It feels like we're just stepping on it for no reason.
I mean,
I see almost no way that this is a successful endeavor. I think this is my problem. Like, it's going to hurt the Republicans. Now, it might work out for them 4 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to destroy them in the midterms. I don't understand what they're doing. Are they that afraid of Donald Trump and the repercussions of going against him that they just think they have to vote for it? Because I think a lot of them know that this is a problem.
I mean, it's his last term, isn't it? He
But
can't
still,
run again.
they seem to be afraid of him.
They shouldn't be if it's his last term, right?
Well, and I guess this is my other thing. If they're actually, like, if they really believe in the cause, if they're Republicans that really believe in the Republican platform, which, again, feels a little greedy and sadistic to me, but whatever. If that's really the case, even if you're, like, going against Donald Trump means you're going to get primaried in the midterms, but the person who primaries you is going to win, so you're still going to have a Republican take the seat. Isn't that better than the alternative, where they get slaughtered in the midterms by Democrats?
Yeah, because it's looking like they're going to get slaughtered, right?
It really does. It feels like they're going to get smoked.
Especially with all the decisions that have been
I
made
feel
by
like
that
Donald Trump
party.
is going to be forced to sit for his last 2 years and do nothing because the House is going to be Democratic.
Or maybe he just wants to play a lot of golf.
He's already playing a lot of golf.
Well, more golf.
Nothing but
More,
golf.
So-
more presidential golf.
His-
Forgive
oh,
me,
wait,
but
hold on. Wait, one last thing, Cameron. His handicap is a 2.6. Go fuck yourself.
Like he's a 2?
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Well, I mean, so forgive me, but Lane, elaborate as to the reasons why everybody hates this bill.
I mean, it's massive tax cuts for the rich that they're trying to hide, like disguise with cuts to Medicaid and other programs, which won't even come close to funding the tax cuts. It's going to create over the next, I forget it's like over the next 10 years, it will add another $7 trillion to the debt. I mean, it's a disaster.
Only 7 trillion?
I don't remember the specific CBO scoring, but it's bad.
Man. That's impressive.
Because all I see is like I have some friends that own like sound companies that rely heavily on import, like PowerSoft amplifiers are from Germany, I believe. And he was just posting his bill and how the tariffs hit him, and I was like, oh shit. So like his whole company is basically going to have to go under it. He's a small business. He only employs like 15, 20 people. And
there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of that. I mean, listen, if you went out and started a business or went out and picked up a trade, I understand your unease with student loan relief, right? At the same time, you have to have some understanding that most of the people that went to college weren't super wealthy, weren't trying to extend their life in the elite. They were just trying to level up from the bottom or very close to it. And colleges, because of the nature of federal student loans, got to charge whatever they wanted. They became, in some level, a scam. Now these people have no careers and debt that they'll never pay off, and we're going to continue to punish them, or punish them worse than we were punishing them before. I don't understand that. Like, it feels really sort of greedy and kind of evil. Like, I don't know why the Republican... Like, I understand bootstrapping.
Yeah.
But I don't know why bootstrapping has to venture into the sadistic.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird living in a country that's... I mean, it's incredibly different. Like, they're very, very... Like, for instance, my friend Pat Lai here... He's pretty much a typical Cambodian story in today's day and age. Like COVID hit. He was a manager of he was a concierge at a hotel, a very nice hotel. He was making good money, and then COVID hit, and then they had some subsidies for people, and they gave him. He took out a $30,000 loan from the Cambodian government at 0.5%, and he opened his beer shop, and now he's a distributor. And he paid off the loan in the first 6 months, and then he took a second one. He built a house, and now that one's already paid off. And now he's opening a second business. And so there's so much access to capital so easily for people. And it's just interesting to see how easy it was for him to be able to bounce back with some government support. And when I feel like in the States, when you're doing something, it's not quite as user-friendly to access any kind of funds to help you start a business. I don't know.
Capital is going to be more expensive for the next 10 years or so anyway, just because of the nature of our demographics and how those people treat their money, right? But what this does, like when you're talking about student debt and when you're talking about the way they want to treat the lower class, you're creating a permanent debt class. If you go back, many, many people have said that the Great Depression wasn't a lack of resources. It was the inaccessibility of credit. If you create a permanent debt class, they also have an inaccessibility to credit. If you want to create a stagnant economy, create an economy where people have no access to capital, because capital is the number one resource for leveling up. Like, number one, number two, number three, number four is probably work ethic.
Wow. I mean, yeah, that's probably that checks out.
So they're just trying to trap everybody.
I mean, I don't know if they're trying to, or if they just don't realize that that's going to be the result. But they are definitely creating a system where many, many, many people are trapped forever.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I
Like, I don't want to give it away. I mean, I hire people based on work ethic. I preach it. I tell people, like, if you want to build a reflexive and resilient workforce, you reward work ethic, you reward risk, you treat success and failure as data points for analysis so you can figure out what to do better next time. But if your rewards come before that, I mean, they're going to get economic rewards for success regardless. If the rewards inherent to the company come from work ethic and from risk, success will happen on its own almost every time, right? We're going against that. We're saying there's no reason to work hard for the bottom, call it 40%. In the middle, if you work hard, you might have a chance. But really, the best place to be, I mean, what this kind of feels like, if I'm being honest, what the big, beautiful bill feels like is a quick money grab for the rich in case they need to get out of the country later. And that's disappointing to me.
I mean, the name is so incredible. It's just like so in your face, like so ridiculously over the top that it seems like it's out of the movie Idiocracy.
I mean, it really
does.
does.
Big beautiful bill, like really? It's just the guy just doesn't like. He doesn't give a fuck. He's just like he's like, what are we gonna call it? The big beautiful bill? Why not? You know, it's just like fucking. What did you just wake up and you're just like, yeah, let's do a giant fucking bill. Let's call it fucking something totally insane.
I'd be a little bit more. I'd be a little bit more okay with it if he came out and he's like, "We're calling it the big beautiful bill because it's going to be successful and it's going to make this country great again." But he didn't. He came out and he was like, "Well, you know, that's what everyone was calling it, so we just decided to go with it." You're like, "Oh, so you're blaming everyone else?" Like you can't. Like, if you're gonna be big and brash and bold, stand out in front and be big and brash and bold. Like, don't hide behind everyone else's support for your action for the purpose of the action.
So
he doesn't have any credibility individually. Like, in his presentation, he stands up and he's like, you know, a lot of really smart people have said that I'm the greatest president they've ever had. He can't just stand up and say, in my opinion, I'm the greatest president you've ever had. No, he doesn't have that swagger.
No, because he needs people to believe that other people say it.
He's lacks. Like, there's something he's lacking. I mean, and there's a lot of things he's lacking. But in his presentation, there's a certain weakness in his presentation that he can't see.
Yes.
Like, his appeals to authority are so desperate that he comes across as weak. I should say, Donald Trump's appeals to authority are so desperate that he comes across as weak.
Fair. Maybe this bill was named by ChatGPT. It's like we need a name for a bill. It's big, beautiful. He was like, "Why don't you just call it the big, beautiful bill?" And he was like, "This is genius. What do I pay these people for?"
I'm not a huge Elon Musk fan, but at least when he stands up and says he's going to do something, he stands up and says he's going to do something on his own opinion.
Whether his opinion is right or wrong. Yeah.
That's he owns it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I feel like that's kind of what we need in
Donald
a president.
Trump doesn't own something until after the fact that it's been successful.
Yeah. It has to work. And then he's like, "No, it was my idea."
Yeah. He's just a really bad
I told
manager.
everybody it was going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. It's a very strange. It's a strange time to be alive, especially as a person that lives abroad, because it's like every person expects me to have some kind of. Whenever I meet people out, like when I DJ and I play music out all the time, and people are always like, "Oh, you're from America," so, and it's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't want to talk about it." And whenever you say that, they're like, "Oh, I mean, you should care." And it's like, why exactly should I care? Like, I have no vested interest right now in any of it.
I have a huge vested interest in it. I mean, to be fair, I have exactly the same level of problems with the Democrats. At least the Republicans are honest about what they're doing. Like, I think a lot of what they're doing is evil. But the Democrats long ago convinced themselves that process didn't matter and only results mattered. So they've gotten into the bad habit of just lying to people as long as it achieves the results they want. Like, they don't care why they get your vote as long as they get your vote. And what they need to understand, what the Democrats desperately need to understand, is that it matters why you got their vote.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's but you know, again, it's what a strange time, because I can't think personally of any time since I've been alive, where it's just like both parties are so like one is overtly just like, yeah, fuck you, we do what we want, and the other one's like so secretive and disingenuous, and it's so obvious that both sides couldn't possibly give a fuck. There used to be sort of a feeling that one party or the other did have our best interest in mind, and I feel like at this point, it's just kind of like, who gives a shit?
I feel like what it was before, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like if you go back 20 years, 25 years, middle 90s, early middle 90s.
Okay.
What we understand today as Republicans, Democrats represented 20%, 10% on either side of the extremes.
Okay.
And everyone else, whether they call themselves Republican or Democrat or independent, were generally towards the middle.
Okay.
Most of the party would look at the extremes of like what we consider the center of the parties now as extreme 25 years ago.
Okay.
They've just taken to practices and policies that are ridiculous. They don't serve the country. They think they serve the country, but they don't serve the people. And they're not letting the people decide that they serve the people. They're saying, what we're doing is best for you, but we can't tell you what we're doing. So we can't talk about it until it's done.
They've lost the understanding of who they represent.
I mean, I think Cameron's statement on both parties is exactly accurate. One party operates in the shadows, the Democrats. The other party operates with a big middle finger and says we're doing it anyway, regardless of what you think about it, the Republicans. And no one's in the middle practically governing the country.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly what I'm saying, is there just seems to be a complete and utter void of like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? One won't tell us, the other one's just telling us we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, isn't there like anything in between that? Like, there's just a massive power, like a vacuum of power for the people, really, in my opinion. In that, I mean, I feel like Cambodians have more say in what happens here, and this place is, you know what I mean? This is not. The only place I can think of that has a worse situation going on than America at the moment is probably Thailand politically.
I mean, it's, again,
So
I say all these things still thinking that America is in the pole position.
Yeah, no.
We have the greatest access to resources. We have the greatest access to capital. We have a very strong workforce generally. We're all but self-sufficient on energy. We're more than self-sufficient on agriculture.
Yeah.
We can do a lot of things, and we just continue to not do them because the two parties that are in charge are delinquent in their responsibilities at every turn.
it feels like a kitchen that's just run so badly that there's just like everybody thinks they're the chef and everybody's just like, it just seems like everything's falling apart. The poor dishwasher, the dish pig is overloaded, can't keep up with it. Everybody's screaming at him or her, and you know, it just seems like a badly run restaurant, the whole of America.
I mean, I think it's emblematic of just the general position of people in this country. Now, I was telling someone the other day, I'm interviewing people for sous chef that can't tell me how to fix a broken sauce.
Really?
And they 100% think they're qualified for a sous position.
Wow. That's crazy.
How do you fix a broken sauce? Just add more?
So you can recombine it. You can heat it, recombine it, cool it back down. You can add a thickening agent. You can add like a starch. There's a bunch, depending on the sauce. There's different ways to fix a broken sauce.
Okay.
But they couldn't. You pose to them. Part of what you do in interviews, you pose them situations. You've got a busy line. This is happening. Soup breaks in store it on your hotline. What do you do? Oh, well, I guess I would 86 the soup.
Really?
Okay.
Really? That's the answer?
Yeah, I mean that's.
Come on.
That seems to be sort of, yeah. I mean that's a pretty. I mean I just noticed we lost 2 viewers while we were talking about that, but gained 1 back.
No, I mean that's fair.
Yeah,
It's not a great topic. And no one appreciates my position because I'm not I've told people this. You know, I'm an independent.
He's
I
a
am,
devil's
I am
advocate
proudly
for both
an
sides.
independent, and I like arguing a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But they go, oh, so you're a moderate. Nope, not even kind of a moderate. Many of my opinions are very extreme. They're just extreme in both directions.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
That's a fair assessment of what lane is.
Yeah.
It's like you ever listen to that Slayer song? It's like probably one of their best songs. It was like, I hate everyone equally, and you can't take that out on me. It's like totally could sum up Lane in a song. That's the song.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't want to hate people, Cameron. I really don't.
They just make it so easy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are very easy to get. Like for me too, it's like because of the circles
holidays,
that I'm
water.
in. Yeah, I mean, it's
Well, of course
it's
Jim Rowe
in
would
general
do that.
my whole like my whole existence has always been around human pastimes, right? Like popcorn, movies, and then bars, restaurants, events, big hippie events, hostels, all that stuff. And so I always deal with people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there is that part, but that was in another country.
I didn't think
But,
that came across that easy, but apparently everybody heard me.
But yeah, I mean, I in large part deal with people that they're in vacation mode, or they're in relaxation mode, and it's funny to like for my whole life it's kind of been that way, and it's very different than I think a lot of people's lives are, because it's the gripes and bitching and moaning and complaining about everything that's going on is very different in those circles, because it's people from kind of bitching from afar, either that they're in the confines of a music festival or like Burning Man or something, where it's like that's the default world, this is our world.
I find it funny and humorous when somebody's on vacation and they lose their shit because something doesn't go their way.
Okay,
It's
so
hilarious to me.
yeah.
Vacation brain's
Did we
a real
die?
thing.
Did we die?
No.
Okay.
Probably.
We're pretty close. No, but I would say, like, for people on vacation, so I've, like, over the years, because I've lived in resort towns basically my whole life, right? People are trying to force themselves to have a good time on vacation. They think it has to be a good time. And they've mapped out what a good time looks like. That is a recipe for failure every single time.
My good time's working.
No, but I mean, you can't, when you're on vacation, one, if you've planned everything out, and that's key to you enjoying your vacation, you are probably screwed. Something's going to go wrong. And if you are, like, the stricter you are adhering to that itinerary, the more severely you're going to take it when it goes bad. Like, I don't know any way to put this because I hate to, like, be in the moment shit, but you just have to have a good time. Like, you just have to turn off everything that bothers you in the world and enjoy whatever it is you're doing and just kind of go with the mistakes.
Now you're gone.
I knew that was going to happen.
Hey, we're back to me.
And it's Kevin.
But yeah, so the thing that's interesting,
And that one.
I would say, just to talk about for a second about that, is that for me it's very unique, because most of the people that I deal with, being in like Cambodia, they're people who have carved out like either 4 months or 6 months, and they don't really have like beginning and end dates. And then the other side of it is you get these tour groups that come here for 3 days.
Yeah.
And the tour groups are the fucking worst, because they're like, and for the Airbnb, it's like their biggest questions are like, hey, so how close are you to the temples? And I'm like, far. And they're like, well, how far? And I'm like, as far as everybody else is from the temples, because you can't, you can't build near the temples. Everybody is at least 12 minutes from the temples. And it's like answering that, oh, well, do you think I can go and see 10 temples in one day? And it's like, no, I don't think you can do that. And then they're like, and also from there, I want to go out, I want to have dinner, and then I want to go to Pub Street, and I want to experience that, and then I want to be up in the morning, and then I want to go here and go to Lake Tonle Sap. And they have all of this dialed out, and then they expect you to answer all those questions for them. And then if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. There's that kind of people, and then the complete opposite, which the ones that are like, whatever, I might stay for a week, I might stay for a day. But there's no real in between for me out here. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to finish that point.
I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's one of the biggest problems with vacations in this country. I mean, we've so leveraged the work day and the work week and the work year. Like, how much are you really going to accomplish in a 4-day vacation?
Nothing. You need 2 just for your
There's
mental
already 2
Listen,
days of
change.
shit.
If you just plan for fishing a lot,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh, if you're just playing for fishing, Bobby.
That's right. If you're just playing for fishing, you can get a lot done, Bobby.
I'm going out doing fishing.
Is that charcoal in this house?
God damn it, Bobby. I said propane.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, I guess that's we're it's just Kevin and I's talking heads now, huh?
Yeah, man. It's just two of you.
Yeah, that shine off
Just
that
the
dome
two of
is
us.
super shiny, man.
It's because I'm fresh out the shower, baby, and it's humid.
I would have just guessed it was humid.
Turtle wax.
Used to look
Yeah.
kind of grungy.
It's turtle
Like
wax.
one of them bush pilots.
It's turtle wax.
It's turtle wax.
Hey, Bowman, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Yeah, always, man. I look forward to it every week. So hopefully we'll have some fun stuff to talk about next week. I'm sure we will.
Next week will be the first day of celebrity golf.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I miss celebrity golf. I miss all our crazy shenanigans that we pulled during that. Oh my lord.
There
we
is
should talk about
there
those
is
next
a
week.
better than zero chance that we will come in here, start to set up, and there will be customers, and we will call you and tell you that this is not going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
We're hoping.
Should just have the customers on and just have one other person, like just have them, just put them in, make them part of the podcast,
Right? It's not a
Every
terrible
once in a
idea.
while, that does happen. Some random person comes through and we put them on a group of people.
What if we get a celebrity guest, bro?
I don't know if any celebrities would want to hop on a podcast while they're trying to relax.
Then they would take your spot. So.
For sure.
Oh, dude, there's always going to be, trust me, there's always going to be the ones that aren't the shiniest. There's the running back for, or the backup running back for some team or something. There's always, it's not just pure star power. There's plenty of like almost stars or people who really wish that they, were in the spotlight that
Hey,
are like lucky enough to get on there.
Do we have a NASCAR driver? I bet we could challenge him.
I mean, I bet Denny.
I heard you guys are into F1. Let me learn you something.
You could snake them in with that, yeah. Did we get the list on
wonder
who's
if there
coming
are.
up?
Well, I'm sure it's out. I haven't looked
Yeah,
it
it's
up.
out. I just haven't seen it yet.
You probably get it at the.
You can Google it.
It's online.
Yeah. I
All
figured.
right.
Look it up right now.
Bowman, we're going to get out of here. Kevin's going to take us
Take
out.
us home,
We will
Kevin.
talk to you later, man.
All right,
All right,
gentlemen.
pleasure.
No cigars today. Maybe next week. If you made it this far, go ahead and do YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you on the next video. No, I grabbed the
Bye-bye.
wrong one again. Look at that. Hey, there's the mouse.